you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range, cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They'll deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 you got a mind, but even that could change. You can flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why I say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the pain and you find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before. And even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 still go, 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 slow, go, still go, go, no hope, go, still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.
Step 1, wake up, really gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, you grow hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.
If you guys can hear me, hold on a second. I forgot to take that darn banner off. Oops. Good evening. I'm not awake. And why? It's still the coffee club in the evening, right? Oh my goodness. What a day. What a day. I am truly, truly, totally exhausted. Absolutely, totally, utterly exhausted. But had a great day. Met some amazing people today, guys. Like I met some supporters, and it was just crazy. They just happened to make a wrong turn, and boom, they say, "Oh, that has to be Bullhorn Betty." Pulls the car over. They got flyers all in every window of their car that says "Justice for Summer Wells," and has the Amber Alert. And as I said earlier, for those that have not watched the live from earlier. They actually posted flyers from Illinois all the way to Rogersville, Tennessee. Amazing people, amazing people. Sorry, I gotta get can't live without the vape, right? Oh my goodness, my back hurts. I'm just not doing good. I'm still as tired. I still didn't take a nap since I've been back here. I've been working on trying to get the computer set up, trying to get the internet hooked up. Many of you guys know that there's no good internet in this area. I shouldn't say in this area. There's spots, different places, but definitely not on Rogersville. Everybody's phone does not work on Ben Hill Road. I can tell you that, unless you've got AT&T. And I was actually considering getting AT&T before coming here because my Verizon, I'm having issues with. It's not even making 800 calls, so I don't know what's going on with it, but I just changed the phone. So Demetrius is going live right now, so he's not going to be with us. He let me know. Bullhorn Betty's present. Good evening, Trish. Good evening, Anissa. What's shaking bacon? Many of you know I usually don't go live this time of night. We're going live this time of night because, it's special. Like we're here in Rogersville, Tennessee, and I wish I could go live with you guys out there in the field, but it's almost impossible until I get over into Kingsport and doing some stuff over in Kingsport. Like I guess I could have came live to you guys from the water hole today. We went to the water hole. I'll show you some stuff there. But I talked to the gals that I was with. It was great. It was great. I still got a lot of stuff to do tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm meeting with the sheriff to find out where we're setting up. If those you guys would like to volunteer, we are meeting in front of the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office around 5:30 on the 15th to set up. Did my computer just go down? I think my laptop just went down. It might have no, it went down. The Dell went down and it has all the videos. It sucks. But I can't use the paper port or whatever the heck it's called. I don't know what it is. The external drive won't work on the Mac. I got to buy a new one. I don't know if I'm going to have a conversion process to get them on the other one, but I've got to use the Dell for my thumbnails, and I've got to use the Dell for the videos that I do. I can do some videos on my phone. It's harder to work it, but it's got the videos that I was wanting to come live. So let me get this back up. So just bear with me, guys. I'm sorry about that. Good morning, Mike. Desert Dream Bet. B Betty fan. Biggest Betty fan of them all. Virgo Saab. She just found he or she, I shouldn't say. I don't know why I always naturally think everybody's a she. I think that's just because I'm a female. Like, I think it's probably the same for a guy. If a guy is doing a live, they think everybody's male. I don't know. So Virgo Saab is here for the first time. We want to welcome him or her to the channel. So welcome. Cool Gamer. Who else do we have here? White Rabbit. It's nice to see you, dear. Nice to see you, dear. I wish I could have talked to you a little bit more, but I'm glad you're here. I need to give you my cell phone number. If you can, I don't know what your email is. If you don't have your email on your About page, maybe you can email me at bullhornbetty@gmail.com so I can privately send you my cell phone number so we can chat. Good evening, Robin. Did I miss some people? No, I didn't. Doesn't look like it. If I missed you, I do apologize. I'm going down, but sometimes this jumps all over the place. Susan, nice to see you. Joan. Cleaning 2323. Nice to have you. Oh, that must be yours. Okay. If that's yours, I will make sure that I get that. And welcome, Sunshine 1979. Did I miss Sunshine? Oh, I did miss you. I'm sorry. Sorry, Sunshine. I did miss you. If it wasn't for Anissa saying hi to you, I would have missed you. What the heck in the world is going on here? I'm hitting the wrong button. Restore. As soon as I get the computer back on, Three Doves, nice to see you. Rebecca, nice to see you as well. Okay, I'm going to email you. Let me write that down. Actually, just see. I don't want to, I guess it doesn't really matter. 606 East. Hopefully I can remember that. I'm trying to remember it. 606 East. Let me get back in here. Okay, we're going to share screen. It's going to share screen just for a second, and then I'm going to pop it off. That's what happens. There we go. Now, there we go. Okay, we got that up. I hope it remembered my other page. There it is. So some interesting stuff came out today. I'm not sure if you guys are paying attention to all of it or not. Mallory, nice to see you. Thank you. Thank you for coming. I'm not sure if you guys are paying attention to it, but, you know, Kingsport needs to help me out. What was it? Kingsport something or other. Did a article earlier today and actually acknowledged both the vigils. The one at Warriors as well as the one at Hawkins County, except they messed up the time. They said the time was at 8 o'clock instead of 7:30, which is fine because, like I said, it's so freaking hot. Oh my gosh, yes. And I was out in this weather. I was driving all over, and then of course, you know, I ran into those gals, so I kind of stopped what I was doing. I got to get out and get some more. There's a few other places that I need to go on this trip before I decide, you know, just to focus on the vigil. And many of you guys know, I maybe you don't know. I was supposed to have an idea. Well, I have an idea of what I'm going to say, but I didn't like write it down and practice it or anything like that. So sometimes I find that I work better like that as opposed to writing a speech and practicing it over and over again. It's easier for me just to have a bullet point because I got what I, you know, like to say in my head. Sometimes I utilize that here. Many times, you guys know, I just kind of, even one of my lives, there's not really a whole lot of planning. That sometimes there's a lot of planning that goes into these lives. Sometimes, well, the ideas and what we're going to discuss goes into them, but I'm not, you know, going down and checking stuff off. You know, I kind of let the audience guide the conversation. It's going to be a little different being in front of everybody and speaking, you know, on a microphone about this, because what's going to end up happening is we're going to be having people and arriving. And this is kind of what I foresee is like, we're going to have people arriving, say around 7:30. And, you know, I'd like to get people, the ones that want to sign in to speak, can go up to the table, speak to one of the volunteers, and sign up to speak. This way, I know who I'm calling to come up to the mic. If this dude does not get out of here, I swear, I think that black screen's got nothing better to do but bounce from place to place. Like literally every time I turn around, anybody that goes live, they're like, blank screen, get out of here. I think they like hearing their name. I think it's funny. And if I need to, guys, I'm going to end up having to go back to subscribers only for 5 hours. We'll see. Hopefully blank screen has his fun and moves on. Protect your necks. Seriously, dude, like get a life. Doesn't hurt this thing. All you're doing is wasting your time, but hey, whatever. If that's what makes your night, I feel sorry for you. I really do. You know, if you put blank screen, I know you're watching, even when you get blocked, I know you're watching. Do you know if you just put half of that energy that you got trolling all these pages, can you imagine the good you can do for the community in which you live? If you manifest all this energy that you put in to going into all these chats and into doing something good for your community and volunteering and giving back, you probably could do a lot of good. I'm just saying. I don't know if the highlight of my night on a Monday would be trolling people on their lives. I mean, I just can't imagine that being so fun. But I digress. Enjoy yourself. We love summer. Judy, that is an understatement. I can tell you, everybody has really come together for this. There's people coming from all over the country into town, whether they're going to the vigil at Warriors Park or the one at the Sheriff's Department. And it's just amazing to see, you know, all these people and the love that they have for this baby girl that they never got to meet. It is truly amazing. Grace, I didn't see you in here. I was seeing all that crap from blank screen. Gonna try and attend. Where do I go? So for everybody that would like to know where to go, get your pens and paper. I'll give you guys about 5 minutes, and we will. I'll tell you the address so you guys can jot it down. I'll also type it into the chat box. But get yourself a pen and paper, and because it's going to be very simple. It's going to be at the Hawkins County Sheriff's Department. And you could probably just, everybody has a cell phone these days with a map. You could probably just type in Hawkins County Sheriff's Office, and it'll probably take you right there. But if you need the specific address, and let's see let me see what I can do here. Oh, some other people are coming in. Good morning. The bounty hunter needs his look back. Clearly, it's this imitation creator can be the original. Oh my goodness. Lord have mercy. You just don't give up. Hey, you know what? Blank screen. I have to say I appreciate your passion of being a complete other jerk. I have to say, if you're not good at anything in your entire life, you're definitely good at being a jerk. So congratulations. Love it. But again, if you manifest that energy into something much bigger and better, you'd be amazingly surprised what you can do. Don't worry, be happy. Nice to see you. I see a few more people are popping in here, so let me just stop and say hi to you all. Sage, I don't think I caught you. Mallory, might as well say hi to blank screen as well. Don't want to leave you out. Seems like you're part of the family anyways. You're like that. What is that that movie where golly, I can't even remember. Was it the Griswolds, his brother-in-law pulling up in the RV? That's who blank screen reminds me. I'm sorry, blank screen. I can't help it. You're him. Out there in the robe, sticking the poop tube in the rain gutter. Yeah. Dream big. Nice to see you, Buzz. Nice to see you. Kim, Brenda, I think I said hi. Don't worry, be happy. Betty, I hope you're in Knoxville and not in that creepy town. I can't tell you where I'm at. I'm around like a donut, as my friend says. Mia May, nice to see you. Red Milla, C12, my little corner TN, nice to see you as well. SHCB, yep, there it is. Did I finish my sentence? I think I got sidetracked, right? So 117 Justice Center Drive in Rogersville, Tennessee, for the folks that are considering that they want to go. That's the address. Again, you can always just type Hawkins County Sheriff's Department in your GPS and it should pull it up as well. It's in Rogersville, 117 Justice Center Drive. Mar, nice to see you. And K-TAC, I heard one of the boys had let's see. I heard one of the boys had a meltdown because all these people coming into town for a vigil over his sister. So sad. You know what? We also heard, and I don't believe half of the stuff we hear because, first of all, the kids are under a gag order. I doubt that the foster parents are communicating with people in violation of that gag order related to the boys. And ever since we have said this and started working on this candlelight vigil, everybody under the sun has come out and lied about what this event is about. They have lied about things. I mean, you see Jody Sue having a complete, utter meltdown, like she owns Rogersville, Tennessee. It is hers. And so I don't, maybe he's having a meltdown. Maybe he's having, I can't imagine him not having a very well time adjusting with his sister being gone for over a year. Does it necessarily mean that it's for the people coming into this town? I don't know. I have not heard that. This is the first time I've heard anything. I'm not saying it's a lie, K-TAC. That's not what I'm saying. It's where have you corroborated that information is the question. Where did that information originate from? And that's what I would be, how disrespectful to Summer and all the caring people that help out. It's just somebody coming in here to diminish. Just once again, this is what we've dealt with. You guys, listen, audience, you guys are not new to YouTube. You guys know that this happens. So you know what we do? We rise above it. We ignore it. We move on. People are entitled to their opinions. I challenge this person to provide corroborated information that this came from a legitimate source. If they can provide it, then it may be happening. Now, as a person, as a human, if anything happened to my sister and a year later she hasn't been found, I would be upset. I would personally be completely devastated a year later, right? If she still hadn't been found, there's no justice for my little sister. I would absolutely, hands down, be absolutely devastated. And I guarantee you, this would not have been his first meltdown. Okay? I deal with children. I've seen children, traumatized. I have been around children that have lost their parents. If I can guarantee, this is not the first meltdown. This is not going to be the last meltdown. This is part of the grieving process, period. We all know the grieving process. Many of us have lost significant people in our lives. It's forever with us. It will forever scar us. But us doing a vigil, we didn't do this to Summer, folks. We have supported and loved her. And, however that may be, sometimes we agree, sometimes we disagree. But at the end of the day, we opened our hearts to this little girl. We fell in love with her. I have no idea why I'm here. I have no idea how I got sucked into this case so much outside of looking at that blue-eyed, blonde-haired little girl and knowing something bad happened to her. And I'll be damned if I'm not going to help any way that I can, just like all of you will be damned if you can't help any way that you can, right? You guys are showing up from all over the country to show your love and support. This is Summer Wells's army, period. Some people don't like it, and that's okay. But those people probably don't like much of anything, you know? Buddy, I have an appointment with my husband at the cancer center on that day. I hope to get finished and get there. Oh, thank you. Well, we'll be out there because you got to remember we're going to be starting around 5:30, and then the event's over at 9:30, and we have all the cleanup and packing up. You know, we've got to make sure that that place is exactly the way we found it. You know, we've got trash bags and all those things to make sure that there's, you know, people don't throw stuff on the ground and things of that nature. We want to be very respectful of the hospitality that the law enforcement agency is providing us and giving us our areas. So we want to just make sure that we keep it the way we found it. Yes, big dream. Dream big. I'm back. I'm back to the dyslexia. She is the only one that I do that to. Literally the only one. Oh my goodness. Don't change your name. I'll get it. Whatever you do, don't change your name. Part of your last video. I know. I noticed that. I'm probably going to have to redo it. I forgot that one. And when I created the video, it took so long because I had to leave Ben Hill. I had to drive to where the internet was. I had to sit in a parking lot, wait for it. And I forgot to even flip it. I knew that that one was upside down and still forgot to flip it. That's why I turned it off and started it over again. So I'm probably going to have to put that, once I get done here, I'll redo that video and I'll flip it around and re-upload it so that one section is, because I can't edit. I mean, I don't know if I can edit that section once it's uploaded because I did the thing. Anyways, I told you guys I was exhausted. I was not lying. I was not lying. Hey, Sonia, nice to see you. Nice to see you. Just went back up again. I hate this thing when it just shoots up. I think it's telling me I get too far behind and move it. Move it. Move it. Move it. Oh, okay. Here we are. Okay, it's not a lie. Yeah, we need that. Katie Kitty. Jody Sue Brown is the source. You have got to be kidding me. If anybody listens to her and actually says these kids are having a meltdown because Jody Sue Brown said it, I'm going to be saying, can you go back and tell me what Jody Sue Brown has said that was accurate, that wasn't a lie, that wasn't fabricated in some way? I mean, it's easier to tell us what she's told the truth about. I could probably put it on one hand, right? It would take 100 people's hands and toes to count how many lies that woman has said. Clearly, she does not want this vigil going on because she owns Rogersville. She's the only person here. And actually, you know what? To be honest with you, neighbors came to her, or came to us and told her, hey, she's good people. She's good people that lies. That's her only problem. Oh, that's so sweet. I appreciate it. I've got this lovely room and I'm actually enjoying it because I get to go after this live. I'm taking a shower and I'm hitting the hay. Tomorrow is a great day. I've got to meet with law enforcement. Then I've got to start heading out with my day. I still have to make a list of all my goals that I need to hit tomorrow. I'll still have the morning of the 15th for all the stuff that I haven't quite done yet. And then the evening of the 15th. And then, of course, the 16th, I check out of here, but I still can do everything. But I have a funny feeling by the 16th, I'm going to be probably ready to head back home. I don't know. I'll play it by ear because I was going to go someplace else, and I don't want to talk about it. God, I'm just now coming down to some blank screens. Guys, remove those comments. He's driving me nuts. Feels like part of the family, but still driving me nuts. The neighbor who came up spooked me when he asked you to turn off the video. Yeah, actually, he was pretty nice. He gave me an amazing. I wish I could have recorded it. he gave me an amazing interview after it was done. He explained his reasoning for why he didn't want to be on camera, and it wasn't because he was shy of being on camera. I'm not going to go into his reasoning, but he was an absolutely nice guy. He sat there. He not only talked to me for quite some time, he actually pulled the car over and sat and talked to me for a really long time after the camera was off. And like I said, those neighbors back there, this was a kid in their neighborhood. Believe me, they want to find out what happened to her. They have been so kind. It's kind of weird. You hear them say, well, we don't want people back here. We don't want this, or we don't want that, right? But then when you get there, they just warm right up to you, and they will literally have a conversation with you like an hour. I think I stood out there with him for 20 or 30 minutes. He would have kept going, and he was never disrespectful. Even like some of the neighbors out there, they just don't like the Wells at all. This gentleman, it wasn't like that with him at all. He said he didn't know him well. He was honest. I don't know him well. I've only been here since 2020. When I met Don, he seemed like a legitimately grieving father. He doesn't want to take that away from him. He was very kind on his words, and he was a nice guy. He was a nice guy. Those the folks out in the hills are a lot different. But just like Mayaca City, the folks out there in the real Mayaca City where I come from, they're a little different too, and it doesn't make them bad people. I hang out with them, and they're family to me. Do you girls think Candace or Grandis will be there? Judy, I don't. I don't think either one will. One, I believe it was JLR that let us know that Candace is in Wisconsin. Nobody knows where Candace ran off to, or Grandis is in Wisconsin. Nobody knows where Candace ran off to, except probably a close circle of people. And I'm not digging to find out. I mean, I'm sure we could find out. How would the boys have found out about the vigil? Good point. But there are some stuff in the newspaper. But if I'm not mistaken, when they put gag orders on children and stuff like that, I'm pretty sure that the guardians are told, you may want to keep them off social media. You may want to make sure that they're not reading the newspaper or watching the news for the time being. So, because they don't want their information to be altered. It's almost like that they have to unplug from things. Now, I don't know what the requirements are for the people that are, handling or taking care of those children. I don't know what they're required to do or not do, unfortunately. There we go. Grandma isn't in town. Judy, I just asked that. Yeah, let's give blank screen a virtual hug. Somebody needs a hug and a kiss. Just not feeling enough love. Just not feeling enough love. Is it at 7 or 7:30? We're starting around 7:30, but that's, for people to come, and many people haven't met each other. So, for example, I have never met Dolly. I've never met House of Williams. I've never met any of you guys. None. Where's my screen again? I'm ready to throw the Dell in the garbage. I'm almost done using it. Dropped already just in this little bit of time, twice. So we'll wait for it we'll try it again. But I've never met a lot of the viewers. So it's going to be, I figured that first half hour, you're coming in. If you'd like to speak, you're signing up, you're going to the table, you're signing the card, you're getting a little, I think they're going to have, I don't know how many they're bringing, but they're little postcards that they're going to have, almost like a program, for it's not a program. It just basically says, prayers for Summer Wells, candlelight vigil on this date. that date and whatnot. So that's going to be taking place, at the beginning. And then I figured you don't want to we're going to have some music during that time playing on the speaker, most likely Christian music, because unfortunately it is children friendly environment. And, sometimes I get a little concerned about the kind of music that's playing on other channels. So I'm thinking of, some Christian music, not to offend anybody. If anybody has a problem with it, let me know, and we'll try to see what else, we can play, or just do a mix of certain things of contemporary and whatnot. So while everybody's sitting up, they have something to listen to. Nobody likes dead air or dead space, because what ends up happening is you get groups together and it starts getting cliquey, and we really want everybody to socialize with each other and, really honor Summer Wells and not get too into groups and cliquey and stuff like that. I just really would prefer that didn't happen, but it is, however this is going to work its way out. It's going to work its way out. Plus, we're going to have a video that's going to be played. I'm going to speak for a little bit once I figure out how many, which is what's also the reason why I can't hand write out a speech, because I don't know how many people want to speak. We may get there, we may have 50 people there, and all 50 people want to speak. So it's going to be very difficult, because we only have 2.5 hours for this, or 2 hours for this this prayer vigil. I think I did say 7 to 9:30, didn't I? Maybe I did. I can't remember if it's at 9:30 or 8, but either way, we're going to have to fill that air. We have the video. We're going to have some speaking, and there's going to be people that want to, just express themselves, say how summer affected them. And we need to open that up and allow them their opportunity to speak within reason. I don't want to have to limit everybody to 1 minute. I mean, that would be horrible. So we'll see what we do. That's the fluid part. I've got to navigate that once we have a good number and an idea of what people are. But it's not the first time I have, been in a situation where we don't know how many people are speaking. We don't know what our time limits and time constraints are. We'll just play it by ear, and we will move on the fly. Part of the contingency, right? That's why we have plan A, plan B, and plan C. Let's see what else. I don't necessarily think it'll be awful if she doesn't show up. I mean, in all fairness, I can understand why she wouldn't want to. She doesn't know the people. She's been, questioned so much. I personally stated, and I stick by what I say, if she does show up, nobody is to approach her. Nobody is to speak to her. Nobody is, not speak to her. I mean, of course, you could say hi and be cordial to her. But nobody is to approach her for an interview or condemn her in any way or be nasty to her in any way. This is for her daughter. And as I stated when I first spoke of the date and time and location of this event, that she is more than welcome to go. And I would make sure that she was ensured her right to honor her daughter and be there. And I want to make sure that that's respected by the attendees as well. So I really do believe everybody's there for the right reason and out of the kindness of their hearts and out of the love for summer. That I just don't foresee anybody doing anything stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, what purpose would it serve? It just seems like that they would be pegged as the a-hole. Nobody wants to be pegged as the a-hole. Maybe somebody does, but I just don't see somebody traveling halfway across the country to be pegged as that a-hole. That's just my opinion. I don't know. No, I'm just joking. I think it would be 7 to 7:30. I see somebody gave a super chat, but I have not gotten to you yet. So just sit still just for a second. Yeah, that was my understanding. The boys were 45 minutes away from Rogersville. Good. they need to be out of that environment for a while. Thank you. There it is. I've been working so much that my brain is seriously numb. Seriously flipping numb. I think what threw me off is I read that article today and they started at 8 and I'm like, oh, well, 7:30, but no, it was 7 and it was going to be from 7 to 7:45. But that's good because I knew it was going to be 2.5 hours long. So that does bring it to 7. Thank you, B Betty fan. B Betty fan. There we go. I love Betty. But the other one that came before, I could tell Betty was sick of seeing all that food being ate on a live chat. Hey, I love food, man. Don't stick your finger out too long. Look like fried chicken. No, I'm just joking. I better stop. Nobody in Summer's family is sticking up for her. We, the public, are. Yeah. And I don't want to say no one in the family is because that classifies those boys in it. But I get what you mean. I get what you mean. And I know you didn't mean the boys. I know what you meant. You meant like Brandis, Candace, Don, his sisters, their family, their outer family, everybody. Nobody has, in my opinion, done any. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't want to, paint with such a broad brush, especially since many of the breakdown of the families because their own family don't want anything to do with them. And, either way, it's only 180. Oh, you're lucky. My drive was almost 800 miles. They didn't go to a birthday party at the church. Yeah, that's sad. That's sad. Yeah, 7 to 9:30. I'm sorry, I just had a brain fart this late in the evening. And not only that, it's like I drove, 11 hours, almost 12 hours yesterday, another hour here this morning. And then I've been driving all over the place today, which we need to go through. And again, my computer's back up, but I'm not going to load it just yet so it doesn't crash. We'll get to that after I get through all these stuff. Are there family members? Are any family members going to be there? I don't know. I can't speak on behalf of the family. I don't know. This is not really, I mean, the family is invited to come, but this is an event for Summer Wells. So I just want to make sure that everybody understands that we are going out there to, pay our respects, honor and celebrate Summer Wells, as well as thank law enforcement for all the tireless work that they have done. And I'm a critic of some of the work. And I'm saying that I understand that, the wheels of justice turn slow. And while I criticize certain things on our YouTube channel, it doesn't change the fact that law enforcement has put their heart and soul into searching for Summer, that they have gone, above and beyond. They have searched, they have worked themselves to the bone. They were out there in that rough terrain for days on end, many suffering from exhaustion and other, ailments that came with searching for her. And that's commendable. That's commendable. And we need to tell them thank you for all that work and provide them positive reinforcement. And I just really think that, it helps with morale. It helps with morale. Having positive reinforcement helps with morale, period. I'm not sure. I got to look into it. It's sprinkled, like today was supposed to be rainy and it sprinkled just a little bit. And then it was, it came down a little hard, but it was done in a matter of a few minutes. Tomorrow we'll monitor it, but we have tents. We got pop-up tents. So for example, if it does start raining, we've got places for people to stand. So, and to get out of the rain. So we tried to really look at everything that could possibly happen and provide a provision for it. And I think we've covered all the bases needed for this candlelight vigil. Could something come up we didn't think about? Of course. But we've got some great volunteers that think quickly on their feet, and we'll have many people out there. If we can't think quickly, they can. So we've got a lot of great minds out there, and we continue rain or shine. So Thank you. Thank you, Angie. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's Wednesday. Sorry, on the 15th. Oh my God, I know. I tell you what, I get you. I get you. I've been saying 7 to 9:30 for the last almost 50 days, right? And today, I can't remember what is going on. Hey, Quinny, how are you doing? I agree 100%. Nobody should be talking about these boys. Nobody should be putting words in their mouths. Nobody should be putting words in the people's mouths that are watching these boys. And not only that, like, who the hell is Jody Sue? Does she have like the inside number to somebody that's 45 minutes away? Oh, hey, can you give me an update on the boys? Seriously, I don't trust anything that comes out of that woman's mouth. Like, I seriously don't. Yep. But it's going to be in the evening, so I think everything will pan itself out. I don't foresee that being a problem. How many people are expected to be there? To be honest with you, I don't know. And they ran it in the local newspapers, so there may be locals that will be coming to it. And like even here, I was out in the lobby, and I was talking to somebody. He's not even from here, but he's going to be here for a few days, and he, saw my shirt that said "Justice for Summer Wells," the one that you guys saw me in earlier today. And he's like, I can't believe all this has happened with her. And I said, we're having a vigil on the 15th at the Hawkins County Sheriff. And he's like, really? I said, yeah. He goes, we were here when she disappeared. And he's like, we're visiting again. And I said, well, come on out. He said, we might just do that because they were brokenhearted. They couldn't believe it. It was kind of crazy. He goes, it was weird. He's like, I was just talking to my wife. I wonder what ever happened to that little girl if they ever found her. He was just talking about that just to his wife just the other day. So, even people from out of town that were here that just heard about it will be there. How many hours is it to drive home? Probably 13. You will see. He's in Tennessee now. Actually, we ran into him. What was it? I ran into him. I went when I was doing that video and I was talking to that gentleman in the car. I saw him drive by and I knew he was doing other things in a different area of Tennessee. So I was actually surprised to see him here because he won't be at the vigil. And then, like I said, the two girls, Tammy and Peggy, I was outside of the dam and they made a wrong turn and they happened to see me out there and pulled up and realized it was me and came out and hung out with me. And we spent the day together. And so we went up to Warriors Park. And as we were pulling into Warriors Park, there's JLR. So he didn't say anything, but, hi ladies, this wasn't here yesterday. And they're like, we know, because we put the memorial out here this morning. And so he took some pictures and some videos of it and he had other things to do. So he hightailed it out of there. I got to hi and a bye and that was about it. I got nothing more. I don't know what he's doing. He told me he wasn't coming. So you can imagine my surprise when I saw him around town. And not only that, but Robin and Anissa told me that, what was it, yesterday? Was it yesterday? I can't, days are running together. Anyways, I don't know. I'm trying to get through these, but I'm getting so far behind and I still have not gotten to the person that dropped the, hold on here. Let me find it. Somebody gave us a super chat and I still haven't come by it. There it is. Don't worry, be happy. Oh, you are so sweet. Thank you so much. We love you and God bless. Who else did I see in here? Sage. Who is I don't know who that is. Food. Yes, food. Benny isn't going. Someone said probably scared. I don't think he's scared. I just think, I don't want to comment on what I think. Only he knows why he's not coming. I just found it awfully odd that he would he would buy a drone specifically for the vigil to go search around and then not go. It just seems odd for me. I don't know if there's tension. I know there was tension. Oh, you're welcome. There was tension there between him and Dolly, or him and Ernie. I don't even know if Ernie. I don't know who's going. To be honest with you, I haven't caught up with anybody. Quite frankly, the only thing I really did is figure out the date. And well, the date was given. Figure out the time and the location, and purchase some supplies that I thought were necessary with the help of other creators donating to the cause. Like, for example, Cher. The two girls here, they one of them went out and bought the helium balloon and the 5. I just happened to say, I still got to go get helium and picture frames. They went out and bought them. And so we got helium for the balloons. The balloons, folks, before you guys start freaking out, the balloons are biodegradable. They are going up, but they are biodegradable. Everything that we got that's going to be released into our atmosphere is biodegradable. I just wanted to make sure everybody knew that, because, some people are like, please, the wildlife and this, that, and the other. They break down very quickly. They are biodegradable. So I see justice for all. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Love Bug. Oh, my goodness. I made the drive. I made almost a $2,000 drive. When was it? I think it was when I went to Rogersville in Ohio. It was pretty far away. I can't remember maybe it wasn't that far. I can't remember, but it was quite the hike. I didn't realize what I had gotten myself into when I went on that trip. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. Weather's going to be nice. There is some chances of rain. Robert, I don't know. I don't know I'm not sure that I would go live, because I don't know if my phone would allow me to go live. But I actually want to go around, whoever shows up, and I want to ask them, things like, let me know how Summer Wells has affected you. I'd like to capture those things. I'm not sure if live is really, I know there are going to be some creators there that most likely will go live. If those creators want to go live, I only have one phone. If I had two, I would hotspot it and go live, so I can have my one phone to record and the other phone to go live. But so the people at home can watch it as well. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure. So Summer's aunt Jeannie and Mary and the others gave the biggest support, in my opinion. Thank you, ladies. Yeah. Good point, Phyllis. Thank you. I would suggest everyone bring water and chairs. Yep. If you guys don't want to be standing up for 2.5 hours, you guys need to bring your chairs. And again, we are going to leave the place as we found it. So enough with the vigil. I think everybody's got an idea of how everything's going to go with. Yes, I agree with that. Everything's going to go for this vigil. There are going to be some moving parts that aren't planned out yet. And again, it comes down to the fact that we don't know how many people are going to want to speak. And so I've got to figure that out. And once we have a good number, like when everybody comes, you're going to go to the table. If you want to speak, they're going to have a card for you to put your name on, because I'm not going to say who wants to speak. I'm going to call you up individually. And the reason why we're doing it this way is because there is a timing, we have to time things. Why is that important? Because we are going to wrap up at 9:30 with the release of the balloons and the release of the lanterns. Now, if it goes over a few minutes or give or take, I'm fine with that. But we're not going to drag this out until 11 o'clock. People just can't last that long. It's going to be that's going to be too cumbersome. So I've got to make sure that we, stick. I got to make sure that we stick to a time frame. So just be cognizant of that. And we'll see what we can do, but I won't be able to know that until I actually get there. I can't understand nothing coming out of her mouth. I know, right? It's crazy. I don't know. We might all need to go on Dr. Phil for some therapy after this. No, I'm just joking. I'm making light of it. It's not something to make light of. I get it. People's making fun around this case. Yeah. Yep. Start on time, end on time. And we're not stuck right on the timeline. Like I said, if it goes over a few minutes, law enforcement's not going to have a problem with that, but we just can't drag it out too long. I personally don't want to drag it out too long because you got to remember, we're going to be there at 5 o'clock trying to set up, 5:30, something like that, trying to set up, get everything moving and figuring out, how to position everything because the speakers have got to go. I'm going to have my big, large speaker there. I'm going to try. Hopefully we won't. I guess it really doesn't matter. I got my little speaker as well. The problem is I found that the little it just doesn't. I don't know what's wrong with it. I don't. So I'm going to try to use the little speaker or have the little speaker for everybody to speak on. The big speaker, I may just have the music on. I'm not sure how it's going to work. I'll figure it out when I get there. Me and my son are leaving. Aw, thank you. That's awesome. I'm telling you, people are coming from all over the country. So we have over 400 people in this chat. If you have not already given it a thumbs up, please do so now. Yeah. And she's welcome. As long as she leaves her, her petty squabbles at the door and realizes this is for Summer, the girl that lived next door to her or across the street from her, the girl she went out looking for. She should be one that is there. She should be, in my opinion, should be one, helping out and volunteering and doing everything she can for this baby girl, in my opinion, instead of complaining about every damn thing. Why don't you pitch in and help? I digress. Thank you, Buzz. Appreciate it. Thank you. Ask Dolly for help with your sound. He knows the best way to set up. Oh, you know what? That's great advice. I know, right? I think we all have our opinion, but again, I'm perfectly fine with her. Obviously I have no say in who comes to this vigil. As I stated from the very beginning, it is open to anybody and everybody that wants to come. There's only one rule. You check your BS at your car. We are no longer going to, it's not okay to be a jerk when we're trying to honor a 6-year-old girl that went missing at 5. So, Mary Goad Sexton died today. Rest in peace. So sad. I think so. And also we are going to have markers there. So for those that are coming to the vigil that would like to write a special message on your balloon to send up, you'll have that opportunity to do so. Awesome. I can't wait to meet him. He seems like a really, really cool dude. I'm actually very excited to meet Dolly Vision. I'm excited to meet everybody, but I know that he took on a lot of heat. First of all, he took on a lot of heat just for giving me a wrench, even though I'm not modding his channel. He did it because there were so many people impersonating me, and he got completely just rung through the ringers over that. And it was just simply so he knows when somebody chats with Bullhorn Betty's name, that he can tell if it's the real me or somebody impersonating me. Literally, that was literally the whole reason He did that. Why people would try to impersonate me, I think it's just to stir the pot or make people think that I'm doing these devious things or take a screenshot and say, hey, look what Bullhorn Betty did. It's not even me. But again, I digress. In my opinion, hold it close. Very trying close. Yeah, in my opinion, hold your children close. Them areas do have a lot of negative individual that will harm your kids. I don't really think we're going to be. This is the thing, and one of the reasons why I thought the sheriff's office was great. One, I thought that they needed to be honored, and I thought that they needed to hear the people thank them. I know that they get beat up. These officers have children of their own. You know, I'm sure many of them have had sleepless nights over this case. I'm sure many of them have worked around the clock nonstop for a couple days on end at minimum. And you know, I just feel they need to hear the appreciation from the public, in my opinion. In my opinion, I think they need to hear the appreciation. You know, at the time, also, I was, you know, Candace was home. I thought maybe she would come there. And I thought, you know, Don is there. He has a right to honor his child as well. You know, again, I'm putting my petty BS and how I feel and my stuff aside this day because it's not about me. It's not about me at all. It's about Summer Wells. Summer Moon Utah Wells. She disappeared when she was 5 years old. She was 3 foot tall, 40 pounds, blonde hair, blue eyes. Nobody has seen her since June 15th, 2021. And no matter how I feel about her parents, how I feel about Jody Sue Brown, how I feel about any number of people around here, it doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, this day isn't about any of them. It's about that baby girl. It's about that baby girl. And it's sad because we, you know, we all have our common sense. We all read the reports that FBIs have put out over the years. We know at this point, this late in the game, the chances of that child making it home safe are very narrow, period. It's not Bullhorn Betty saying this. It's what law enforcement has said for many years. It's what statistics have revealed for many years. And I just want to honor this baby because we don't know what happened to her. We just know she's not here with us anymore. Whatever that means, right? Whatever that means. Yeah, I think that's what it is. You know, because he had his opinion of me. He didn't necessarily, I don't think he necessarily liked me at the beginning. I think he actually dogged me. I've heard he dogged me a few times, or maybe more than a few, especially when I was in front of the Brian Laundrie's house. I think his opinion changed just a little bit when people started realizing that, you know, Laundrie parents aren't that innocent. And it came pretty public about how not innocent they are, and I think that they realized what we had known for quite some time. So, you know, whatever, it is what it is. But getting on, I wanted to show you guys something, but I got to get this back up. Give me just a second. We're going to get it back up now. It's going to pop in for just a second, and then I'm going to pull it back out, and I'm just going to read some things. I was going to play a video, but honestly, this Dell is not going to handle it. It's already dropped twice. I don't know why today it's having such a problem because it usually just drops once and it's done. But it's already dropped since I've been on this live for just a little over an hour. It's already dropped like 2 or 3 times. So it's not, the video I was going to play is not going to, unfortunately, is not going to play properly. So it is what it is. But we will try to get some stuff, some videos out there. So let me just go ahead and get this mod for Jimmy. Hello, Dolly. That is. Oh, that's sweet. Well, thank you for coming over. We love the turtles. We do not discriminate against turtles. We love turtles. The only thing we have a problem with is turtles are slow and rabbits are fast. You know, you just got to keep up. No, I'm just joking. Trying to make some humor. Justice for summer. Justice for summer. Let me get this. Okay, I think we're getting ready. So I think we're almost ready. Let me pull that one up and then I'll go ahead and read that and then we'll look at some videos that I captured today. I will not do the upside down video. I'm sorry, I didn't realize, I forgot it was upside down. So this was in the Rogers Review and this just gave a great timeline. This actually came out 4 hours ago. And this is the Summer Wells disappearance timeline. The reason why I'm bringing it forward is because I thought it was pretty interesting. This was the video that I was actually going to play, but it is about 2 hours. And I just thought that was a little bit long. But some of the things that was said here in this, kind of confused me because this was stated back in July and they, this off. This was stated back in July. And since then, they haven't, some of the stuff has changed just ever so slightly. So I'd like to go on. And Blue Eyes, you haven't seen we were just out on the Stephanie Shenafield case together. It was the missing bartender in my county. Unfortunately, she's not going to be making it home to her family. They did find her and they have arrested a gentleman in her disappearance. They have not charged him with her death, but we were out there in force, passing out flyers, knocking doors, doing all that stuff. See, many people, they see us on these channels and, they think that we're just here for the clicks, the views, and the likes, but we actually go out there and work, and we work very hard and very tirelessly. I mean, it's very tiring. Like, we're out in that heat, walking up and down railroad tracks, walking into things that are poking and scratching all over you. We're walking up to strangers' homes, where we don't know who they are. And clearly there's, a lot of drugs in that area. So you don't know if you're going to get somebody that's, a crazed lunatic on drugs coming out the door, thinking that you are, a cop, or peeping in their windows or something, which we don't peep in the windows. We knock on the door. That's it. And hand flyers. But you never know what they think. Paranoia is paranoia. And so, we do put ourselves in dangerous situations, but we do it in the goodness of trying to find answers for these cases. We have a stack of flyers in our hands. We go knock people's door. We listen to what they say. And if we find any information that's possibly important, we immediately send that over to law enforcement. You never know. You never know what you're going to find. So at any rate, just to tell you about that. So, we all know that Candace dropped Grandis off at the ER, and then they were talking about going to the water hole. And this is what I find interesting. They said it'd be, like she said, that we had to drop the prescription off way across town, and that they said right here, they said it'd be almost 30 minutes. So we were like, well, instead of sitting here in the car where it's hot, it was baking hot. You hear that? Baking hot right here. Let's read that again. Baking hot. That's Candace's words verbatim. Baking hot. And why is that important? Because we still cannot figure out why she put her in a long pant and jacket outfit. It does not make sense to me. Because it was baking hot outside. We'll just go to Warriors and let Summer swim for a bit. Like I said, we weren't even planning on going. We weren't even planning on going fishing or swimming or anything. So they just kind of come out and say, "Hey, we weren't planning on that." The three, and it says right here, and I don't get this because 3 of them were not swimming in that cove. 3 of them were not swimming in that cove. But this is stuff that Candace had told them at the time. She also said that boy, referring to Hunter, that boy lied on everything that happened. My question is, why would Hunter lie? I don't understand why Hunter would lie. So anyways, this is the Rogers review. It has this video attached to it. It's almost 2 hours long. I'm going to watch it. I'll probably parse some of it down. We'll probably bring that live when I get back as we start breaking down more of the timeline and more of the information related to this case. So then it says late afternoon. June 15th, late afternoon. Once Candace, Candy, and Summer arrived back home in Beach Creek, Candy suggested that the 3 plant some flowers next to Candy's camper. They refer to Candy, that's Grandis. That's who we refer as Grandis is Candy. The camper was within walking distance from Candace's home where Summer lived. Summer helped plant flowers and took rocks in the flower and placed rocks in the flower bed. Summer, told me she wanted to go back over to her brother's, so I literally walked her halfway between the camper and the house. And Candace told the review, I watched her go in the door. I could see her brothers at the kitchen table when she went in. I walked over and yelled at the boys, watch Summer, I'll be right back. I've got to fix Mom's knee brace. I was standing right there at the camper. I was over there fixing it. Literally, you can see my house from the camper. She did not walk back to the front door. Now, there's something I want to say here. And it sparked this. So if you guys want to go over there, it's the Rogersville review. You guys can read that article yourself. That's about as much as I'm going to read on that article. If I find something more pertinent, I will. I know the helicopter mom, my butt. I know you're just being, planted cacti and weeds. That's about it. I've seen that on J for Justice. Yeah. But that's about as much as I'm going to read on that Rogersville review. But you guys can go there and read it and watch that video. That video is long. But, we're hearing this stuff. And now we have these yahoos that call themselves PIs in the area now trying to inject another theory that does not hold water. Did you guys see all that? Another theory that does not hold water. Let's look at it. I didn't even pull it up, and I should have, because it was, why do I have a fly in the room? Should be no flies in this room. Because here we have an issue. They're trying to say that it could possibly be, and law enforcement has acknowledged that there could possibly be an animal attack. No. I said that. No. So one of the things that I'm sure you guys, I can't remember if he said it before I turned the recorder off or if it was a conversation I had with a neighbor after I turned the recorder off, but we went through the allegations of these animals. And he very well explained to me that there are a lot of animals out in those woods, but they sense humans. They can smell humans before humans ever get near them. The scent of human, our scent scares them. They don't run toward us, they run away from us. So with that being said, he doesn't believe anything could have just come up and it just attacked her, right? And not only that, we're hearing that Candace was over at the camper, walking back and forth. You got all these things going on. You cannot tell me you would not hear an animal attack. You're talking about brutality, a brutal mauling of someone. Just, you're talking about clothing torn. You're talking about a massive amount of blood. I mean, you're not talking about somebody just disappearing. It's not like they just go in there, grab you. And the only thing that he said that would do anything like an attack wise on a human is most likely would be a black bear. And he said, and it's not even if the black bear was in and around that area, if they smelt you, they typically run the other way. The only one that you would have to be worried about is a black bear that has cubs. So a mama bear that fears for her cubs. You would have more of a chance of being mauled by a black bear. But if you've ever seen any kind of mauling of a black bear, it is loud, it is noticeable, it is something that you can see and hear. It's not where they go and snatch something and take it away. I don't know where that theory came from. I mean, they are protecting their cubs. They are not trying to eat you for food. They are trying to protect their cubs. So they are going to kill you and leave you where you lay. So, hey, Cindy, nice to see you. C&C investigations. Nobody knew who they really were. And Jonathan did something on them several months back. And I was actually surprised when I read it because I remember watching that video a few months ago and didn't really give it a lot of stock. I know he's very thorough, and usually when he puts something out, it's 99.9% accurate, if not 100% accurate. But I just remember it in passing. And then when I saw the article come out about the PIs doing the search, I was like, holy crap, he was right. He pegged these PIs. He knew exactly who they were. He even said the other cases that were listed in that article as other cases that they had worked on. And I remember that vaguely. So I was like, I sent him a text or an email or something. It's like, you pegged it right. Look at this, and sent the article over to him. But yeah. And although we have black bears here, they're not looking for us humans. Exactly. I keep forgetting Stenton has the suit. I keep forgetting you live there. I forget that. But I just found it, that this new theory that they're injecting in this is just nothing more than something for law enforcement to yet again stop what they're doing and look into, even though it has no merit, even though the theory holds no water, even though when you look at what you're actually saying, it doesn't make sense. Why does it not make sense? Because if she was attacked by an animal, somebody would have heard it. It would have been loud because she would not have been able to control what came out of her mouth. And people are going to say, well, what about that scream Jody Sue heard? We've already debunked that. Hell, Detective Ronnie Lawson has already debunked that. He said it is unfounded, and we could never figure out, why did he say it was unfounded? Because we got a hold of her text messages. Come to find out that how she was vigilant that day and how she was up and they were paying attention to everything around them because of property. It was all bullshit. Excuse my language. It was BS. We come to find out a noise. It started out as a noise. Woke Jody Sue up from a sleep. She told us she was awake. She lied. We have the text messages between her and her ex, Andy Bernard. And she wakes up and says, a noise just woke me up. She didn't know what that noise was. 5 months later, that little noise she heard that woke her up out of a sleep on that day around 2:34 in the afternoon ended up being an animalistic scream at 4:30 in the afternoon. 5 months later. It was a crock of you know what. Sure. Yeah, I'll be happy to. I'll be happy to. True crime. I'll look into it in just a second. Plus, that's what he was saying. Doobie Scooby. That's exactly what he was saying. It's going to be very, very messy. So I would say follow the money too, but I don't think money has anything to do with it. You know what I really truly believe? I truly believe somebody screwed up royally and something happened to that child, whether they left her in the car, whether she had a dry drowning, whether she had a secondary drowning after going underwater. That going underwater may have nothing to do with what happened. We hear allegations. I think truly, I don't believe those parents intentionally did anything to that child. I could be completely 100% wrong. But I do believe unintentionally something happened to that child. I don't know what, but something happened to that child and they weren't thinking. I think they weren't thinking because they had, in Don's own words, had been up for days. We know that there was alcohol and other substances being used at that water hole between Candace and Hunter. I think they weren't thinking clearly. I don't think they could think clearly because they weren't sleeping well. They would have been up. It does something to the brain. I think something happened to her. And because they weren't thinking clearly, they had a knee-jerk reaction that they cannot come back from now. And I'm sure they're kicking themselves in the butt every single day that they should have done this. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. I could be wrong. I think that they are despicable people, but they love their children in a weird way. And cover up an accident. Yes, Susan. I really believe that at the end of all this, when this stuff comes out, and I think that they have caused themselves so much injury with this, but because they still haven't found Summer, they're keeping their mouths shut. And I think in the end of this, it's going to be worse for both Candace and Don in the end. If they would have just said, you're right, we screwed up. We did nothing to her. We didn't harm her, but we got scared. They'll have charges, but they won't be as extensive as what's going to come down the pike if they are able to put together a circumstantial case that something happened to them, happened to her. Yeah. Well, you should have seen the side of that. To this day, if you watch that video, I know one excerpt is upside down. But for the first time, I don't know why I did not see this. You guys know how many times I've been to Rogersville and how many times I've been on Ben Hill Road. I've never walked the road. I drove up, got out, and stood in front of their house and did some content recording and stuff like that. This time I parked across the street at the cemetery and walked across Beach Creek and down Ben Hill Road. And that was the first time I saw how far it dropped, right past their purple mailbox, going up the mountain. It's like a 20 or 30 foot drop straight down. I'd never seen that before. I don't know how I haven't seen that. It's like every time I go there, I see something new that I haven't seen. And I'm still, that area, that hill, to me, is very dangerous for children. I don't know how comfortable me or any of you, or many of you rather, would feel about our children playing outside of that home unsupervised. Period. Oh, no, I did not see that, Brenda. Which video was that? I like Chris McDonough. I do. I like him a lot. I just don't get a chance to watch a whole lot of video because, I'm always researching. I do occasionally I get, those where I will watch a few sometimes and then I get away from it. Then I start watching more videos and I get away from it and stuff like that because, sometimes I watch stuff that conflicts and I'm wondering if I'm helping myself or hurting myself, by watching this stuff. Do you remember the case where the parents fed their son to the, oh my goodness, Doobie Scooby? No, I did not hear that. And yes, it is possible. The pigs can maul somebody. People don't believe that they can grind bones to nothing. I think she was hit by a vehicle. It's possible. It's possible. If you wanted, that would be a good way of, God, but if that actually happened, that means these parents are more sinister and have more ice in their vein than you guys could ever know. Think about the process that a parent would have to go through in order to do that. You're talking about dismemberment. I'm sorry, if we find out that happened, they don't ever, who can do, oh my God. I don't even want to think about that. I can't think about that, guys. I'm sorry. I can't think about that. You know what I think about? I think an accident happened and they went and gave her a beautiful little area, you know, beautiful to them. You know, they buried her. They had prayer over her. You know, I'm thinking of like a family, unconventional family funeral. That's what's pictured in my head. If we found some, I would be absolutely. People want to complain about me on my bullhorn. Let me find out something like that happened. I'm buying a bigger bullhorn. I seriously would buy a bigger bullhorn. Screw the haters. Like if I found that would be absolute. And you know, if we found out they did that, you know, sometimes I get frustrated with the people that are supporting Don and Candace. I really do. But I pray for them too, because think about what's going to happen if and when they find out this. I mean, because to be honest with you, a lot of these people that support Don and Candace love Summer as well. They're going to have some major grieving that goes on when they find out that these people were capable of this stuff. Oh, Miss Jeanne, nice to see you. I know, right, Kim? Right? Oh my gosh. Truth and justice prevail. Hello, hello. But it's crazy. It's crazy. So before this thing drops again, let's see what kind of videos we've got going on here. Sorry, I don't know why I use my teeth that itch my top lip. I just do. It's bad of me. I know. I know. Let's see what we got going on here. Here's my upside down video. All right, so let's see this one. This one actually might be interesting. I think this is when the girls pulled up. We'll see. Guys, this is raw footage, okay? I did not cut anything out. You guys are seeing it exactly as it was done. I didn't glam it up. I probably will glam it up when I actually upload the video to YouTube. But you guys get to see the raw and unedited version. Let's hope I didn't say too many cuss words. No, I'm just joking. But let's see what we got here. Let's see what's going on.
Hi all, Bullhorn Betty here. I'm in front of
I gotta flip it too.
Dam. This is not too far, about 15 minutes or so, maybe 18 minutes away from the Wells home. I am in search to see if there's anything that can tell us where Summer Wells may be. Again, we had, while I was recording in front of 110 Ben Hill Road, a neighbor had actually stopped. Although he did not want to record, or me recording him, which I didn't when he asked me to turn the camera off. But he did tell me a lot about the area since he had lived there since 2020. He hadn't been in the area very long. What he could tell me is that children do not go missing around this area very often. The idea that there was an abduction theory of an opportunity, there is no opportunity on that hill. Don Wells lives on one of the highest parts of the hill in that area, on that road, Ben Hill Road. So we are just out trying to make heads or tails. We are looking for Summer Moon Utah Wells, which went missing at 5 years old. She was 3 feet, 40 pounds, blonde hair, blue eyes. According to the family, she went missing from that home. We heard that the Wells PI was conducting a search and that they were looking into it and speaking about the possibility of an animal attack. Their neighbor actually stated that the only animal that would attack this child would be a black bear. And not just black bear because black bears sense humans and they will take off in the other direction. But a mama with cubs would probably be the only thing that he can foresee attacking a child or an adult. Unfortunately, he said fortunately you would hear that kind of attack if it happened. It would be very loud. It would be very brutal. You would see definite signs of an animal attack, which none of those signs have been out. He also told me that when they were out June 15th, that the area was so thick, you would basically have to be standing on top of her to find her. And I think that's the reason why I went ahead and did those additional searches after everything died off the trees, after the cold weather came and there wasn't as high of a brush, everything had fallen off because of the snow and everything like that. It would have killed the leaves, opening up the areas a little better for them to see. He also told me that the private investigators asked him to aid in the search that just happened on Saturday. What I find funny with that is he had never been asked to do another search before. And the reason why I found that interesting is because we heard from the PIs they were doing these types of searches for every month since she had disappeared. But nobody's heard about it until just recently, when they actually had the drones out, when they actually had people actually helping in the search. The gentleman also told me that the limited amount of people that were associated with this last search on Saturday wouldn't be able to even dent the area. There is so much area that needs to be searched for Summer Wells. Their search was just a little too late and just did not have the ability to cover the necessary amount of ground that needs to be covered to find her. He does not believe that an animal attack would be possible in this particular situation. He also does not believe that there was an abduction type of thing on there. And if she wandered off, he was talking about having no shoes. He says himself, he never wears shoes at all. And his feet are very callous, very hard because he doesn't wear shoes. He can navigate the terrain unlike a 5-year-old child that just wandered off. He also said that he heard them yelling the afternoon of June 15th, the evening of June 15th for Summer. And he said he could hear it. He's not even adjoined or abutted to their property. He actually lives further down, a lot further down on Ben Hill Road. And he stated he could hear them. And he knows for a fact if Summer could have heard them, she would have hollered back because of the distance. I also said and asked them, we had spoken with the neighbor across on the other side of Beach Creek, and they said that the sound travels. And he said that is absolutely correct. Yes, the sound does travel in that area. Yes, he will be, people will be able to hear one another. He even said if he would have hollered back that day, he guarantees that while they were hollering Summer, if he would have hollered back, they would have heard him, even as far away as his property currently is from theirs. So a lot of things, that are becoming more relevant in this case, such as whether or not Summer just vanished, whether or not somebody has abducted Summer, whether or not Summer just walked off. He kind of gave a good insight on a lot of stuff that had anything to do with this case. And I thought it was very interesting. He seemed like a very nice man, just like most of the people in and around the Beach Creek area. Seems very sweet, very kind, willing to talk. Unfortunately, they're not willing to talk on camera. What I did find interesting is he doesn't know the Wells. He's only been there since 2020. He told me that when he talked to Don Wells, he truly believed that Don Wells appeared to act like a concerned father that is missing his daughter. So we're just sitting here trying to make heads or tails of this. At the end of the day, what all of us want at the end of the day is we all want justice for Summer Wells. We want her brought back safe. And that is the name of the game at this point. We also heard from that same neighbor, you know, he understands that the idea that it's been a year makes the likelihood of her being found alive very, very small. And I think that's the sentiments that we're getting from law enforcement. That's the sentiments we're getting across YouTube. That's the sentiments we're getting kind of from law enforcement as well. I will be meeting law enforcement tomorrow morning to find out where we can set up our area. We're meeting the volunteers there on the 15th in the afternoon prior to the event. There's a lot of work that needs to go in to this, you know, blowing up the balloons, setting up the tables, setting up the speakers. There's going to be a lot going on. But I just wanted to tell you that there are a few of us already out here, already seeking justice for Summer Wells. We're already looking into the whereabouts or places that she could possibly be. For each and every one of you guys, God bless.
And that's about the time that the two girls found me and we started chatting and everything like that. A shout out to Tammy and Peggy. Had wonderful ladies. Spent the rest of the afternoon with them. We went to several different places. And related to the footprints, here's the issue. Those were not found by law enforcement. And if they were found by law enforcement, they didn't have any relevance in the case. And here's why. Because that, again, would show the possibility of an abduction or her wandering off, which they have not come out and stated they have any evidence of either. So, you know, I would think that that would be something very important and something in the right direction of trying to figure out what happened that day. And they have not come publicly to state that. So with that being stated, you know, and then we found out that the only way and the only place that that was ever posted was from a neighbor in a Facebook post. And so they said, well, EquiSearch found it. Now, I'm not sure if EquiSearch did find it. If they did find it, again, they brought it to law enforcement's attention and it still didn't rise to the level of concern for law enforcement as to stating that that was you know, potential for a possibility of an abduction or her wandering off. And I would think that they would want to let the public know if they felt that there was an abductor or an abduction theory in that area at that time, which they have not. I would also think that if they thought that she had merely wandered off, and that was an idea, they would have told us that, you know, again, we found footprints in this area. Folks, please go out and check and make sure she's not in one of your barns, we found a footprint in this area. This is where we need to saturate our search efforts right now. None of that happened. So, you know, with those footprints, I'm disregarding those footprints because law enforcement has not said anything about them being founded. They're still, you know, looking at suspects. That does not sound like, if they're looking at potential suspects or persons of interest, that does not bode with a theory of her just merely wandering off or bode with the theory of an abduction when they've clearly stated that there is no evidence of an abduction. Just my opinion. I do realize that they're going on clues, and in my opinion, all of these people, yeah. And there's a lot, you know, and that's what people aren't understanding is how many times law enforcement has gone back to the Wells to ask them to fix their timeline, that their timeline is not matching up with the time that they needed to match up with. You know, how many times has law enforcement had to go back to them? I say 5 times or more law enforcement has had to go back to them. Don Wells has specifically stated on the record on multiple different channels, including when he met with the behavior panel. He told them that, you know, they've had to go back multiple times to that timeline to try to correct it and fill holes. So, you know, why, if law enforcement didn't believe that something happened, why are the Wells lawyering up? Why are the Wells not cooperating? Why are the Wells timeline so far off that they have to keep telling, filling in these gaps that law enforcement finds? And not only that, we're hearing from the Wells early on, which they've tried to stick with, and we've heard them modify their timeline. The little fine details of stuff have been redone. For example, a big example of that would be Grandis. For the first time, March, 9 months into the case, we hear that she took a nap. 9 months later, just like with Jody Sue, it was 5 months later that we found out that there was a scream, an animalistic type of scream. She said it was a scream on November 11th. By November 15th, 4 days later, it wasn't just a scream anymore. It was an animalistic type of scream. Then when you go back and look at her text message, we find out she was sleeping and a noise woke her up. She doesn't know what the noise is, according to her text that day. That day. And I'm going to go off the text that day, not some recollection of events 5 months later. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Not this time. No, we've got speakers and microphones. I do have the bullhorn in the car, and that's just if all of the stuff fails. If I can't get the plug to work on the big speaker and the battery operated speaker stops working, people are going to actually have to speak in the bullhorn for people to hear them. So like I said, I've got contingencies, fail safes. If something doesn't work out right, we have a way to get it to work. So I even got 2 computers here. So, if one computer fails, we have another computer. We're going to be running the projector off of the Mac because it's not going to drop. My Dell is unreliable and drops all the time. I'm not sure if there is a house on Ben Hill, or not a house, a property on Ben Hill Road that was for sale. I think it was for $169,000 maybe. I know the Wells property was, they tried to sell it. I want to say, I don't even know when, but it was quite a time before Summer went missing. I did. It should be uploaded now. I believe I turned it over to public now. One of the, and you'll know because one of it's flipped. I didn't flip the video back the right way, and so I kind of goofed that. But I will fix that and re-upload that, so it'll be a better viewing experience. Unless you want to turn your head this way. Oh, thank you. Don't forget to hit that like button, guys. We have 436 people in here right now. Yeah, that's my theory too, but there is a gag order on the children's case. Don B found that out, that there is a gag order. And if a judge has ordered a gag order, that means there's a case. Whether it's confidential and we can see it or not, you don't get a gag order unless there's a case going on. And a gag order lasts until trial. So once the trial's over, that gag order is lifted. So they wouldn't have a gag order on a case if there was no case. You see what I'm saying? This thing would keep popping down. It's confusing. Let's see here. It's confusing. I see different YouTube creators planning this vigil, etc. So exactly created this. It was in a different creator at their own going on. Confusing. So it might be a little confusing. So there are multiple people. To be honest with you, I just stated that there is going to be a vigil on this on June 15th, and 7 to 9:30 at the Hockin County Sheriff. To be honest with you, people jumped in with both feet and just grabbed that information and ran with it. Somebody created a Facebook page, somebody designed flyers, somebody did this, somebody did that. And it was great because, and we did have our first meeting about, I want to say, a week ago. Never met these folks before, had been communicating back and forth with them a few times, but it was really nice. This is, again, this event was never a Bullhorn Betty event. This was a Summer Wells event, and many people grabbed the reins and they took what they could do and did it. And so I'm very pleased with that. I think we'll finally see the fruits of our labor come together on June 15th. And I really can't wait. I really can't wait. I think it'll be great. Don't forget, we're bringing thank you cards for law enforcement. So everybody in the audience that will be there is able to sign the card. And, we're going to be turning those into law enforcement again, thanking them for their efforts in this case. And, again, positive reinforcement. I think they really need it. I think they beat themselves up. The public's beat them up. They have done, we back the blue here. And I know I'm critical of what they do as well, and that's because we go through this case and we see these things and we talk about these things and we don't understand them. And so, we would just want to make sure that they know, even though we are critical, we thank them for all their hard work and we know they're doing the best that they can. And I think some positive reinforcement is just what law enforcement really does need. They have worked their tails off. And so we just want to thank them. We really do. Angela, nice to see you in the chat. Haven't seen you in a little while. I think the entire property needs to be dug up and searched. Leave no stone or piece of wood turned over and searched. I agree with you. And it sounds like that they have done that. According to the TBI newsroom, they're just coming up empty. Is there a secret place? Is there some other place? There's a lot of ground to cover. There's, Candace was last at, accordingly, reportedly, allegedly from Candace, she said she dropped off Hunter at his house around 2. And Hunter had stated that Candace had talked about going to a water park in Jonesboro. Jonesboro is where Don happened to be working. It could, JLR did a map that went from Hunter's house to Jonesboro, from Jonesboro over to Ben Hill Road, and showed all the crosses between there that they could have traveled from Hunter's house. All that could be an area of interest, and it's large. 45 minutes from, think about it, 45 minutes, a lot of, and this is driving, it's a lot of acreage, a lot of miles of acres of land, rather. And if you take that, it's almost like a V. So you take from Hunter's house to Jonesboro, from Jonesboro to Ben Hill. It's from Hunter's to Jonesboro is 45 minutes. From Jonesboro to Ben Hill is 45 minutes. All that area could be an area of interest. This V that's there can all be an area of interest. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. No, and for them to have forensics that soon inside their home, if that is true, is very telling. Just saying. I'll leave it at that. I would look into that. That's, you know, the next day. So they, I didn't hear that. But the next day, that's not typical. Usually they wait, but that's usually for adults too. Because, for example, Stephanie Schinefield, rather, there were no forensic teams there. She was missing a week before they found her. And they never once took forensics inside that home, but she's an adult. Oh, thank you. We work, that's for sure. So just a reminder that the vigil will be held at 117 Justice Center Drive in Rogersville, Tennessee from 7 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. And we'll all be there. So for those that are in and around the area, if you're, several hours away, come by. Again, we are going to be setting off balloons and setting off lanterns. We're going to have markers there if you'd like to put a message on your balloon or your lantern. We've got candles with the little plates under them. We've got, or the little, paper things that go around them so the wax doesn't burn you. We've got glow sticks. Again, Miss Cher with Listen to Voices Behind the Wall donated those. Dolly Vision donated the lanterns and the balloons. We've got the two lovely ladies that met me today that got the helium and the photo frames for the pictures I printed up. We're going to have those out on the table. And we're just going to try to really make this a nice event to honor Summer and to honor law enforcement for the work that they've done. Demetrius, nice to see you. I agree. He's been a criminal. That's what a lot of people don't understand. He's been a violent criminal since the 1980s. We've traced back his criminal past to 1980. I want to say 1983. He was arrested and convicted of punching his, I can't remember if it was his wife at the time or his girlfriend, punching her in the face, bloodying her entire face while she held their new baby in her arms. Guess what? He's still fighting with women to this day. So for all those men out there that denounce, women being beat and are supporting Don Wells, that's sad because at the end of the day, he is a womanizer and he's a woman abuser. And so, I'm sorry. Your past is relevant when you have a 5-year-old child missing, period. Your past is relevant. You cannot run from what you have done. And if you've been violent, viciously violent for over 30 years, that matters. That matters. When you've got a neighbor that won't walk down the road without having a side piece on because of Don and Candace Wells, that matters. It absolutely matters. And anybody that says otherwise is nuts, in my opinion. I don't know, Demetrius. I don't know if there are, I don't know how all that works, to be honest with you. I've only been on YouTube for about 6 months. So I really don't know. Every day I'm learning something new. I can tell you that. I will have a purple candle lit for Summer Moon in Utah Wells. That's so sweet, Harley's World. You know, and other people are doing some things. People that can't come, they're putting a purple candle up like you. They're putting purple lights up at their front door. They're doing something. The reason why purple is because that's her favorite color. So if you guys would like to participate and you can't come in person, maybe put something up purple on the outside of your house in honor of her. And if you just don't really have money to afford, if you guys can find 4 quarters or now $1.25, go get purple paper from the dollar store and make purple hearts and put little holes in them and put them up on fishing string or dental floss and put some purple hearts around your house. If you want to do something for her, but you just can't afford to, there's things that you can do to honor her that doesn't cost any money. I mean, think about it. If you've got something like what is it, muffin cupcake things, you know, if you have purple ones of those, make little hearts and put those up. There's something you've got around your house. If you truly want to honor her and you feel bad because you can't, where there's a will, there's a way. You can find something, use some creativity. It'll be beautiful and you'll love it. It'll make you feel good and you'll be honoring this baby as well. Can we mail cards? If you want to mail thank you cards to law enforcement, I'm sure they would really, really appreciate that. You know, again, like I said, you know, some positive reinforcement. You know, they've been beat up. They've been beating their heads against the wall for a solid year. You know, they deserve a thank you, in my opinion. They truly deserve a thank you. I know we're not to the finish line yet, but that doesn't mean they don't deserve a thank you for everything that they have done. I don't know if I will be. We'll see how that goes, Lisa. But I'm sure somebody will be live from the event. I don't know who yet. As soon as I find out my next live, I promise you, I will let you know. I will let you know as soon as I can if somebody and who that creator will. If all else fails, I've got 2 different selfie sticks. And so if we can't get anything, we'll see about going live ourselves through the app or, you know, through this for all those people at home that would like to watch this vigil. Yeah, I'm going to be safe. I'm not too worried about it. Like I said, I've got a good contact with law enforcement here. I'm meeting with law enforcement tomorrow morning. And once I get done, you know, having my conversation with them and figuring out where we're going to set up and when we can set up and all that other stuff, I'll come live and let you guys know how it went. So, and, you know, I will be recording that. I've also asked, I don't know if they've responded yet. I'll ask them again when I'm in front of them. But because I want to, because I want to go through some stuff. This is what I sent to Cliff Evans. He's the one that reached out to me to tell me that we were a go. I said, you know, as discussed, we're also there to thank law enforcement that helped in summer search. If you could be kindly provide me the following, if possible: the number of different law enforcement agencies involved with her search, the number of searchers involved, the amount of acreages or miles searched, the injuries sustained by searchers, including exhaustion, the current amount of leads received to date, and any other information you feel is important. So hopefully, if I don't get this back by email, I will, once I'm in front of them, I'll get that information so we can do that. Just Joy, I have no earthly idea. I know somebody does. I know some people that I collaborate with know that answer. I personally do not, because I have not asked. So at any rate. All right, guys, we're at the top of the 2 hours. I want to tell each and every one of you, thank you so much for stopping by. God bless each and every one of you. This is going to be a wonderful event that's coming from the heart. for Summer Moon Utah Wells. Again, she is blonde hair, blue eyes. She is 3 foot tall, 40 pounds. She was 5 years old when she went missing. She's since had a birthday. She is now 6 years old. Law enforcement does not need any more speculation. They need legitimate leads, legitimate tips. So if you heard something from somebody down the road about something they saw, have them reach out to TBI. You are considered hearsay. They would be considered firsthand knowledge. There's a difference. So we need anybody with firsthand knowledge about Summer or her whereabouts to call 1-800-TBI-FIND. Again, she is 3 foot tall, 40 pounds, 5 years old when she went missing. She is now 6 years old. We are seeking any information to her whereabouts. If you saw her that day, if you've seen her anywhere, please, again, call 1-800-TBI-FIND. She needs your help. Law enforcement needs your help. Anything that you can do to help find or bring baby Summer home, please do so today. Again, thank you all for being here and spending your time with me this evening. I hope to see many of you guys out at the Candlelight Vigil on June 15th from 7 to 9:30 p.m. at the Hawkins County Sheriff's Department at 117 Justice Center Drive in Rogersville, Tennessee. Have a good night, everyone, and God bless.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.